Hello, this is Stephen Howe. I'm here to have an announcement for a new series I'll be doing. I like to call The Dragon Wars. Now, if you previously saw, or if you have previously watched the current episode of the Noir Files, you will know I introduced a very special character to the series. And in case you were thinking this was going to be a one-off character, no, this was a sort of backdoor to a new possible series I'm doing I call The Dragon Wars. It's basically about a crime-fighting vigilante, and as the series goes on, we focus on like one season, the character per decade, you know, as we go to the current generation. It's inspired a little bit by the Green Hornet, but which is a huge influence, but it's also a little bit inspired by the Phantom. You know how each member of the family takes up the mantle, and I came up with this idea because it was fitting in really to a story within the Noir Files, and I was thinking, well, wouldn't this be great for a series I could do? I was pondering it, and so I decided, you know what, we'll give it a shot and see how I personally feel. This is a new project I'll be really interested in doing. I also wanted to make this very different, as the Noir Files was more cop, cop type TV show, and with the villains I noticed were getting a little bit too colorful. I wanted to colorful in season 1, the villains will be more grounded, a little bit more in reality for season 2. I decided for this, let's make it, he's just going up against the dragon, his whole, the masked dragon, his whole family, through the generations are going up against the city's biggest crime, within the city at that certain point in time. So season 1 will be gangsters and a baby bit of the Nazis, as season 1 focuses in the 30s and 40s. Season 2 will be the 60s with the whole civil rights movement, so we can have some politicians and a corrupt mayor. Season 3 would be mostly in the 80s, right around the time of, I'd like to say, police corruption. And then season 4 would be the current masked dragon, which you saw in the Noir Files episode, and that'll be with a more like political agenda, businessman type. I like the idea that the Dragon Wars, the name is derived from the fact that the masked dragon, a crime fighter, is waging a war against crime in their city. So that's where the title comes from. It's more of a, I want a bit more of a crime, more of a crime drama, and I also want to just do something different. And this seemed a very fun and exciting project. As for me, the fun is writing out the story and think about it in the long run. That's always the fun bit. I also want the pictures you'll be seeing to be a little bit different. So to make the series different, I'm using pictures from video games to really understand this is a really different world. That we'll be inhabiting in this city. It's a cross to Molten City, but New Court is very different, and I just think this is going to be a fun series. I also want the idea that the series is told through a third person. In fact, he is the butler of this family, and he is telling the story, how each generation is kind of like writing memoirs through his diaries and that, and I thought that would be something really fun to do. Overall, this is going to be a really fun and interesting series. Now, whether or not people watch it is up to them, as even I can admit my Noir File videos aren't exactly getting the views, and I don't think it's probably people's favorite thing to watch, but who knows. I want to try at least give this a shot and see if I personally enjoy it. I still have a long run to how I want the series to go and how to end, and I thought this would be something fun to do, and I will see if you enjoy it. So please stay tuned as I'm preparing to do the first episode of the Dragon War somewhere, hopefully very soon, though it's really up to the time I really get around to watching it. So in the meantime, however, be tuned for that, and if you're new, please have a look at my other content I made. Hopefully you can get some enjoyment out of that, and until then, this has been the Stephen Hour. This is the announcement for a new series. Enjoy the rest of your day and enjoy this content. Thank you. Have a good day.